CC Paul Feinbaum and the Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m., 790 a.m., part of the Memphis Sports Network.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790, talking outdoors for the next 90 minutes. We do every Saturday morning, closing in on almost 13 years on the air, and this being the fourth Saturday of the month. It means it's double bonus because Ron Wong is in the building. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Larry Rea, and good morning, everybody out there in
Radio Land.
and throughout the whole Mid-South area and actually around the world, because you can listen to this show here next week.
That's right.
On
LROutdoors.com.
LROutdoors.com.
We'll have it posted, and, of course, you know we're going to talk a lot about fishing today on today's show, and Bill Cooksey is on his way. He will be here and join us also, as he does. Blake Morgan is our show producer, but let's get rolling this morning because, hey, we're going to talk fishing, as I told you, and two young men out of West Tennessee, Brian Bullington and Justin Butler. Not too long ago, these two guys combined to catch 53.19 pounds of fish at the 15th Annual Triton Owners Tournament held up at Kentucky Lake, and won that thing. And so we're really happy to have on Outdoors with Larry Rea Brian Bullington on with us this morning. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing great, and I know you were fishing out of Justin's boat, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that do you have a Triton?
I do. What we do is we flip-flop gears one year to the other. We get to be in the Triton owners drawing for the boat. So last year we fished out of my 2002 Triton TR-19, and this year we fished out of his 2003 TR-21.
Well, how'd you do last year?
Didn't fare too well. I just had back surgery in April, and
okay.
The weather and the wind and the waves took a pretty good beating on me over the 2 days. So,
especially with a 19-foot boat. So
it sure was. We probably should have took his 21 last year and my 19 this year. But
That's
with the hindsight 2020 would have known. But
hey, you two guys go back a long way, right? Out of Brewston. I mean, you guys are buddy. Tell our listeners how you and Justin have known each other and how y'all got to be a team like this.
Well, actually, me and Justin, I'm actually quite a bit older than him. I'm 9 years older than him. When we was in school, he wasn't in but about the third grade, so I really didn't know who he was. But,
yeah.
I've been in the Randall out here at Huntington, working there for probably 17 years, and Justin, he come to work out there about 9 years.
Okay.
And actually, I'm his supervisor at work. So
are you really?
Yeah, we all out there at work. We all have when we come. We work a swing shift. When we come off swing shift, we all have a little buddy tournament, a little bragging rights.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's the way we've got to fishing with each other.
Well, who's the commander in the boat then?
Well, he was actually commandering the boat this weekend. To tell you the truth, more times than not, if I'm out pleasure fishing, I'm up shallow fishing just for the fun of it because I like throwing top waters and stuff like that. Now, I'm not an idiot and I understand that your tournaments are won on the ledges, so when a big tournament comes, we have no problem running out on the ledge.
Well, Brian, you guys live essentially on the banks of the Tennessee River, so you know it quite well. But how did you guys win this particular tournament?
Well, you're actually correct. My house is about a mile from water's edge.
Oh, exactly. Like I said.
So,
man.
I can't get there. I'm about 4 miles from Locust Harbor in Johnsonville.
Right.
So that's how close I am to the river. But
and there's
we had probably 10 or 12 spots that we were going to hit. And when we come down, we were boat 49 on Friday.
Right.
And when we come down, we had a few spots that we were going to hit, but between all the boats and time we made the turn at Harmon's, there was boats everywhere. There wasn't a spot that we were going to hit, and most of the spots are from the norm is community holes. It's just schools of bass that most everybody knows where they're at year after year. And
now you guys put in at Paris, right?
Right, we put in Paris
and
Landing.
Then you ran probably towards New Johnsonville, which is how long of a ride? For all of our listeners, we talk about these places, but they have no idea how far that is and what kind of a ride it can be, especially with all the boat wakes.
Correct. From Paris Landing Bridge to Johnsonville Bridge is roughly about 35 miles. We end up running probably, I'd say, somewhere in the 28 to 29, maybe the 30-mile range.
Mm-hmm.
When it was all said and done, we were looking at the Jayville Bridge at certain points of the day. But,
right.
But the actual run was probably about 26 to 29 miles. We did actually stop early on Saturday because I told him the first place we come to that we normally fish, we're stopping.
Right.
We were boat like 280-something. So
300 boats in this thing.
That's amazing.
That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, 338 boats.
Yeah. A lot of boat wakes, so the water was never calm throughout the day, I could imagine.
No, it was not. Saturday was even worse than Friday. But
yeah, you have pleasure
boaters. Yeah.
Right. How did you guys win this tournament? What kind of baits did you use? What kind of lures did you use?
Well, Friday, I threw a lot of different lures. I threw a 6 Series crankbait. I threw Carolina rigs. I threw swim bait, rattle trap. But we just wasn't. I did break a good fish off on a Carolina rig, but we just wasn't catching anything except on a football head, shaky head jig with a stick bait with a Senko on it.
Wow.
Yeah, he was using that Yamamoto Senko bait.
Yeah, very very simple bait. I mean, it's not a big,
But you know what? A lot of people don't use a shaky head like that.
Right.
Most people use some kind of a worm, like a trick worm or a thumper worm or something like that. But a lot of people don't use the Senko, which makes it a good bait.
Right.
Well, so does $8,000 to win. You know what I mean?
And it got a second big fish, so I can't complain about that either.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's and what you did to this thing when you think about it. And second place was, of course, we know some of these guys, Jeff Peach and Darren Melton. They came in at 51-10 and didn't win. I mean, that's
yeah, they're definitely good friends of mine. They live down the road here from me. But both of us, we fish with each other. We duck hunt with them guys. They're good guys. All they had to do was catch one 15-inch fish on Saturday, and they'd have beat us. But they did have 27, 7-8 pounds on 4 fish on Saturday. So they had
4 fish
on Saturday.
That's huge. You're talking 6.5 pounds. Almost a 7-pound average here.
Correct.
Yeah, we're talking to Brian Bullington. He and Justin Butler teamed to win the 15th annual Triton Owners Tournament held out of Paris Landing State Park, and our good friend Earl Bentz. I know that's an event that he loves to attend and put on for the Triton boat people. And when I saw that, how many boats. I don't care if you do live nearby, buddy. That's a good accomplishment to catch that many fish in 2 days. Yeah. Under those conditions, and I know it had to be a thrill for you. How many times have y'all fished in this tournament? Have y'all?
This is actually just the second time.
Wow.
That we fished in it. Yeah.
And so I guess you're hooked now for the future.
Well, I guess I kind of owe them at least what 8,000 divided by
more.
200, so we're good to go there.
Yeah, you better put that on your calendar now. I think so.
Brian, how often do you get out on Kentucky Lake there? I mean, you're so close there.
Well, I work a swing shift, so I get off on it quite a bit. You know, we have weeks off at a time, so I'm assuming I'm probably on the river 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow.
You know, mainly somewhere between, daylight and 12 or 1. I'm usually in by 12 or 1. We don't. You want to keep the wife and the kids happy, so you don't want to spend all the time out there.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
3 or 4 days a week, you're out there, enjoying. I'm not like some of these guys who fish every day. We do have a lot of locals down here that are out there every day from daylight till dark, and it's just very difficult to fish.
Yeah, you're talking about the Sam Lashleys of the world and Scott Elliott.
The Larry Frazier's and that bunch.
Yeah, right.
They're really good.
You're not giving up your job, are you, to go into?
No, I don't think that's nowhere in the near future.
Okay, well, I want to make sure before your wife knows about this and everything. I don't
think I'd have to hit the lottery to be able to do that. But I don't play the lottery, and I don't think that's going to happen either.
No.
So.
Hey, Brian, if you guys have got any pictures of you at the stage winning or anything from the tournament, if you'll send it in to us, we'll be glad to post it on LROutdoors.com.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch on Triton Boats Tournament
we'll
Facebook page, and there's also you can go to TritonOwnersTournament.com.
We'll do that.
And there's a bunch of pictures of Darren and everybody else that was on there. They've got a whole list of pictures, but I think I've got some here. I'll be glad to email them if.
We'll get back with you on that, but we wanted to get you on the show here in Memphis because a lot of our folks head up that way. A lot of our folks have a Triton boat down in this area and everything. So congratulations again to you and Justin, and go get them again next year, okay?
We'll try. I appreciate it.
All right,
it's
buddy.
Very exciting for us.
All right, we'll talk to you later, and go catch a big one for us, all right?
All righty, gents. Y'all enjoy the weekend.
All right, thank you, Brian.
All righty, buddy.
All right. Brian Bullington, just an everyday guy.
I will tell you, the good thing about Kentucky Lake is it's a pretty big lake, and when you have 300 boats, it's pretty amazing.
330-something boats.
I will tell you, back years ago, the St. Jude tournament used to draw 300 boats, and Sardis Lake is little compared to Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, and Blastoff was a sight to see.
Yes, it was, but, the thing about it is, like on Kentucky Lake, you have so many pleasure boaters, then you have the barges, so it can be a rough day out there, and just a little bit of wind kicks up those waves pretty good.
Well, I think he had some wind and all the other elements that went along with it, but these two guys are working guys that
they did a good job.
And I'm sure a lot of these the boat companies do these kind of things, but I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, most of them do.
And I think it's pretty cool. Let these people come
now,
through.
Talking about Kentucky Lake.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yes, I know it.
Check out LROutdoors.com. We're going to have some pictures and interviews and videos.
Ron will be on the road again.
Actually, I'm sitting out on the dock right now.
Yeah.
You're
ready. You're ready.
I'm ready for the FLW tour.
Yeah, we're going to have to do Willie Nelson's on the road again.
On the road again.
That would be Ron Wong's theme song. I can tell you that. On the road again. All right, let's take our first break. We're going to talk a lot of fishing this morning. Ron Wong in studio. Bill Cooksey's on his way. Blake Morgan is our show producer. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Hello, I'm Larry Rea, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that has grown into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make a memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for more than 3 decades, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-class resort is in the summer. Well, that's when hot and cold merge to add to Gaston's magical mystique. First, there's the hot fishing, whether it's for pole-bending browns or lunker rainbows. And secondly, there's the icy cold waters of the White River below Bull Shoals Lake Dam. which even on the hottest day can turn a slight breeze into an air conditioner and turn trout into a feeding frenzy. Ah, but there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors doesn't mean roughing it. Its cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice. Make an ice-cold memory. Go to Gastons.com or call 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790. Blake Morgan is our show producer. This being the 4th Saturday of the month, we do have Ron Wong in the studio.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, and it's a great fishing day.
Oh, he loves to talk fishing.
And you know what?
We have a different.
Our good friend Bill Cooksey is some kind of fisherman.
Yeah,
whether he's fishing off the bank or in his boat, he can catch them.
We're going to find a way.
Yeah,
we'll at least have fun one way or the other.
No matter what size, right?
That's right.
Hey,
I'm not proud.
No.
Size doesn't count.
That's right.
Numbers.
Hey,
numbers.
That's right.
This guy we got on right now, he knows how to size and numbers.
Size and numbers.
I just want waypoints from this guy.
Yeah, that's what he wants too. And that's our good friend Randy Haynes from over in Counce, Tennessee, who earlier, not too long ago, won the Rayovac FLW Series Central Division on Kentucky Lake with a 3-day total of 15 bass. Are you ready for this? 75 pounds, 5 ounces.
That's only a 5-pound average, 6-pound average.
Okay, Randy, tell all our listeners out there how to do it. Everybody wants to do that, okay?
Thank you, guys. Man, it's, stars has got to line up, first of all.
they were lined up, weren't they?
Boy, they were, made some calls in the tournament. And, I tell everybody, I've been very fortunate at this sport. And every time I'm fortunate to win, there's something that happens in a tournament that I can't duplicate. And I can't put a finger on it, but just very blessed, and I was very blessed in this tournament. It's just an awesome tournament.
Randy, yeah, you were, and you did a great job. You always do a good job on the Tennessee River chain, but it's because of your knowledge of how to ledge fish, number one, and number two, electronics.
Yeah.
And how important is it to be able to use your electronics? A lot of people just think, well, I'm going to look at it and see how deep it is and go from there. But there's a lot more than that, isn't there?
It is. And, right now we're using marine electronics, and they're getting on the freshwater side. They've been a leader in the saltwater. But,
right.
And I've got just a ton of confidence in them, and, just to see the fish and how many it is, and how they're positioned, and where they're sitting at on a hump or a ledge or just whatever you're fishing or going down the bank.
Mm-hmm.
They're very important, and I've of course got the biggest ones they make, but you don't have to have that. I mean, you can have the ones, the cheaper ones, and
right.
It's just getting used to seeing them and see them and turn around and catching them, and man, just getting that confidence out. It ain't nothing no better.
When you're talking about the bigger ones that they have, what's that size?
It's a 12-inch screen. I mean, they've got them for
wow, yeah. That's
5
bigger than my first
inches,
TV I had many years ago,
No doubt.
Right.
But there again, at that size, you're able to pretty well tell too the size of the fish that you're looking at too.
Right.
Which is important.
That is, and Ray, the guys I'm with now, it seems like they're better at it, and it's just getting used to your unit. It don't matter; they're all good units. Lowrance, Humminbird, Garmin, they're all great units.
Right.
And it's just getting used to what you're using,
now,
and just way it's set up and stuff.
Randy, your ledge fishing. Tell all of our listeners, because we get a lot of people always wondering, well, what kind of equipment does he use? What kind of rod do you use? What kind of reel do you use? What size line?
He's only got probably two or three rods.
He only keeps
probably.
about. He only keeps 2 rods out.
This guy's got a trailer behind him with his rods and reels. Come on.
And then
right.
You're using this new bait called a Profound Z20. Wow.
That's right. We've got it's a new company, and it's Profound Outdoors. Jimmy Horton's over it, and we've came out with one of mine and his signature crankbait. It's called a Z-Boss 20. It dives to 20 foot, and it was a gig at it's just a deep diving crankbait. It's got a big bill on it, and they got to eat it or get out of the way. But
I like that.
but what I throw it on is a Kistler Mark Rose Edition crankbait rod. It's a 711, and we've used Lew's reels. It's a BB1 Pro. It's a 5-to-1 gear ratio reel.
That is the one hot reel.
Yeah, that's right. And it depends on the depth that you're fishing. If you're fishing 20 foot, I scale down to 12 to 10 pound line. If you're fishing, say 10 to 12 foot, I use 15 pound lines. And you can use mono, you can use fluorocarbon. It's just whatever. It's just getting that confidence, and confidence is a big key for me. It always has been.
Well, I think we're talking to our good friend Randy Haynes from over in Counce, Tennessee. And Randy, I know winning helps your confidence, and if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong on this. You got 7 wins. You got 15 top 10 events in 45 events. I hate to tell everybody, maybe the IRS is listening, but you won almost $500,000, buddy. Come on now. Come on. Confidence comes with that little cha-ching thing goes in there too.
It does. Like I said, you just gotta be fortunate. Hey man, it all looks good. It's like everything else. To make money, you gotta put a lot of hard work.
That's right. Yeah.
And I have, and you gotta be around good people. I'm around.
Well, and Randy, you talk about good people. You have a great family support system, and that's important.
Yeah, he does.
You know, and Larry likes to talk about the personal side of everything, whether it's hunting or fishing, but your family they're out there for you. They support you. They do a lot of things. I mean, I see your wife out there at every weigh-in, and she's there taking pictures and doing whatever she can to help.
Yeah, she is. Handling his emails and everything too, probably. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's
right. Well, people don't realize. I mean, everybody don't realize that when I go fishing, I'm not worried about bills. I'm not worried about family. I'm focused on fishing and fishing only. I'm trying to figure out how to make, because I'm not daydreaming. My wife takes care of everything.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
She don't do it. Mom and Daddy does it, and that's. I'm going to tell you, that's one of my keys. Is success is her. And,
yes. Yeah.
I can't say enough about her.
Well, that's a lot of folks don't understand the life on the road and things along that line, but I know in Counce and the population, I'm not sure what Counce population is, but a lot of folks know you when you go to the grocery store. I know, and things like that, because it's a big thing for you where you live, and your family's involved in this, and they know you're on the road. I don't know how many miles what are you putting on in a season? How many miles do you?
We started out, and we left the day after Christmas, and I think we got about 16,000 on the truck, and I guess we're probably 3/4 away from the fishing season, so we're looking at 20 to 25,000 this year.
Well, it's a demanding thing. Well, Randy, we appreciate you, buddy, taking time in your busy schedule, and always one of our favorite guests here, and we'll get back with you and catch some big ones, okay?
Wish all the luck in the world, buddy.
Yeah, go get them, Randy. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Thank you. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Randy Haynes from over at Counts, Tennessee.
Those guys that have really learned how to fish those deep ledges, I'm studying all I can about them because I'm really trying to learn that game.
Yes.
Just for my fun fishing.
You're
And
at
Bill,
Kentucky Lake a lot, too.
I'm there all the time. I'll be there here in just a little bit. I'm going to pick up my boat.
Do you
Good
vote
for
up?
you.
Yeah, you vote
Good for
there?
you.
Do you have
No.
Okay, I just wondered. I wanted to make
Maybe I
sure.
should. But
Bill, right before you came in, we had this gentleman that drives a Triton boat named
Brian Bullington.
Ryan Bullington on, and he's pretty close to your neck of the woods on the Tennessee River.
Yeah.
And you could have picked his brains about his waypoints.
Well, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to look for them. Just tell me where to go and I'm good.
Now I will
You
tell
need
you
a sign in the water.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
Well, today you're going to be out there today, right?
Yeah.
Later on this afternoon.
But it's Little Bill's birthday, so I'm pulling inner tubes. If I wasn't, I would be up north.
No, wait a minute.
That's good for him. Let's just build the fifth.
I would
birthday.
be up watching those FLW guys today and watching where they're catching them.
Happy birthday, Bill the Fifth, right?
That's right.
How
Bill
old?
the 14.
All right.
14.
Right.
Good night.
Well,
that
tell
can't
him
be
you
possible.
can, after 5 o'clock, you can tube all you want. and hey, let's go boat riding and blip.
Yep.
All right. Well,
That's the nice thing with that side finder. You can go over there 200 feet and mark their boat.
Yeah.
We're letting out secrets here, I tell you. All right, let's take a break. I'll come back and see if we can hook up with one of the top guys out there in the bass fishing world.
I got to tell you, he is some kind of fisherman.
He is that.
And he fishes both the FLW Tour and Bassmaster Elite Series.
That's strong.
18 tournaments last year, Ron.
Yeah.
18 tournaments.
This is at the very top level.
That's right.
Too.
All right, we'll be right back and see if we can hook up with Jason Christie on Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Blake Morgan is our show producer. Talking fishing on today's show, 90 minutes as we close in on our 13th year on the air here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I know one of our popular, and everybody likes to hear from this young man because of his career and the dedication. I don't know if he wished he was still a basketball coach someplace or he likes what he's doing, but that's Jason Christie out of Oklahoma. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, buddy, we're doing good. And I got before Ron Wong starts asking you all the technical questions, Jason, I'm off the wall here, okay, and everything. I know. I looked at that and I saw 18 tournaments in 2013, right? 18 or so? Is that?
Yeah, I think that would probably be a minimum. I think
a minimum.
Yeah, that's at the highest level.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And then I think
that's
about,
almost every other weekend.
Yeah, well, and then also you throw in this elbow problem, Jason. That had to be some kind of a year last year. I know you're a fitness buff. Golly, you like I said, you're an athlete and a coach and everything like that. And I read about making the decision on, because a lot of you guys, people do not realize the physical and the abilities you guys got to have to do what you do. And I know you had to play with pain sometimes, didn't you?
Yeah, last year was a really grueling year. I mean, I was fortunate enough to win, 3 major tournaments, but once the elbow injury set in, I mean, it wasn't, a lot of people relate it to tendonitis where it just kind of gets worse and worse. This wasn't that. It was an injury. I can remember the fish that caused the injury.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Once that happened, it was, it was pretty much just trying to get through the year and get some rest. And it was just, the year, it was a long year. I mean, you top, 18 to 20 tournaments, and then you have an injury, and it was a long year. And this year is kind of shaping up to be the same. I'm one of those guys. February, March, I'll fish a tournament every week, but you get to the mid part of the summer, and it's
grueling.
It's a long year, and I give all the thanks and everything. I mean, my wife, she takes care of everything. She takes care of the kids, and
you can't believe, I don't want to interrupt you, but we just had Randy Haynes on before you, and he said the same thing. It's like
absolutely.
You guys. He was just talking about his wife and kids and family and how she takes care of everything, and I think they're the unsung hero of all this. You know it?
Absolutely. I mean, she works a full-time job, and she
wow.
She does. I mean, anytime you take care of 3 kids, that's another full-time job. And
that's right.
The thing is, I'm out here working hard and stuff, but whenever I win or whenever something does good, or nobody ever calls her to talk on the radio show.
Yeah.
And she's the one that does all the work. So, and I respect her. I mean, I think she ought to get a trophy every time I go. I mean, it's just really,
You're right.
really hard.
Jason, one of the things I'm going to be attending the FLW Forest Wood Cup that's coming up and everything. And one of the things that I'm going to do this year is to interview a lot of the wives just to talk about the support system.
He's talked about that.
That's a great thing.
I got bad news for you. More times than not, you're not going to have very many interviews because those wives are going to be home taking care of business.
You got a good point there. Hopefully they're there on the last day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have some there, but for the most part, they're not the glamour heroes. They're the ones that that are home taking care of stuff, and for some guys maybe it's not a wife, maybe it's a dad or a mom, but
absolutely
we all have to have somebody at home to take care of business, or we couldn't be out here doing this.
Right. Not only do you have to have a strong family support system to do what you have to do, but you also have to have some pretty fine sponsors also that helps you along with some really, really fine equipment. And I know that one of your companies that sponsors you is a good friend of ours, John Beckwith.
That's right.
With Falcon Rods, and Mike Oosler with Lew's. But pairing those two things up makes for a mighty fine piece of equipment, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, early in my career, I decided that I was not going to endorse anything that I didn't believe, was the best. And I think that's part of,
the story of the success I've had the past years, I've gotten a sponsor lineup that I would compare with anybody. I mean, I just from my boat to my reel to my rod. I mean, everything that I have, I feel like is the absolute best on the market, and it's just, I mean, I just think I'm a lot more efficient, and you know, it's fun when you walk off stage and you weigh a big sack or you don't weigh any at all, and you get a text message from a sponsor that says, "Hey, good job, great day," or "Hey, you know, you had a bad day, you'll do better tomorrow." I mean, the sponsors I have are in tune with the sport and the industry, and they, you know, you got some sponsors that sponsor guys that don't really know anything about fishing. The people that sponsor me, I mean, they watch the weigh-ins. They understand everything. And when I call them wanting to make a running change, you know, in the in the molds or something like that, they just, I mean, it's,
well, that's just like for Falcon rods. You have your line of rods, of which I actually use also, and an excellent rod. And I know Bill Cooksey, who's in studio with us, as we look down the lineup, I mean, all of the Pradco line of lures, the Yums, the Booyahs, Smithwick Bombers, we all use them. And I look down at your list of people, and it's equipment that's just, as you say, first class.
Right.
And Sunline, I mean, what can you say about that?
Well, like I said, if I was on the outside looking in and I had to pick every sponsor, you know, that I wanted for everything that I use, it would be the ones that I use. I mean, I would not pick another company over what I got, and that's really cool. I mean, that gives me a lot more confidence, you know, in my stuff, and it just makes me fish a lot better. And the big thing about it is they're just good people, and they're easy to work with. That's what makes it the most beneficial for me.
And we're talking to Jason Christie, pro bass angler, and Jason, I know you got a lot of fans, and I mean, number one in the bass fan world rankings, and a lot of folks pulling for you. Advice. I know I ask that a lot on this show. We've been on the air a long time. I've been in this business for a long time. Also, you had to make a career decision because, I mean, at a crossroad time. What advice would Jason Christie, before we let you go, give to that young angler out there that maybe looks up to you and said, "Man, I would like to do what he does"?
Well, first of all, get an education first.
That's right.
You know, that's what I did, and you know, get established first. You know, don't go to college and come out and think that you know, you're going to go out. You know, and if you're really if you're gung ho about it, I mean, you can always get an education that goes with the career, as in marketing or biology or something like that. You know, but always get an education first. And you know, this is a big cliche, but it's the most true ever, is you have to spend tons and tons of time on the water, and you know, whenever you do pick this career, you better think about how much time you're going to be away, because that, you know, honestly, that's really the only downfall of what I do, is being away from the family a lot. And other than that, I mean, I get to do what I love to do. I get to talk to kids. I get to put a fishing pole in the kids' hand. It's just, it's a great career. I mean, but that would be the thing, is get an education first and spend as much time on the water, because decision making during the tournament, whenever, you know, it's go get them time, always comes back to experience, and you only get experience through time on the water. So,
well, I know you're a competitor too. I think you got some competitiveness in you too, and if you're going to do something, you got to do it. You got to give it all. And I
don't like to lose.
I could tell that, and I know that. Well, Jason, we appreciate you. I know you're a busy guy and everything. Got a lot of fans here in Memphis, Tennessee. Ask when we're going to have you on Outdoors with Larry Rea. So we appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning to talk to us, and we'll stay in touch and go get him and catch a big one. Okay, buddy?
All right, guys. I enjoyed visiting with you guys, and you guys have a good weekend.
All right, take care of that wife, okay, and kids, all right? All right, buddy.
All right.
Have a good one. All right. Jason Christie, and, you know, I've told this many times, and Bill and Ron knows this, and Ron, particularly both you guys are on the water all the time, and the grueling thing that we don't think about, casting and throwing and doing.
Well, and the one thing I've learned through the years of meeting so many of these top-level anglers, their tournament days physically are their easy days because when they're fishing to get ready and to practice, they're out there from daylight to dark. Tournament days, they get a late start and they get in early.
Yeah, they only have to fish 8 hours on tournament day. That's easy.
I know they say Van Dam, if he has 16 hours of daylight, that's how many hours he fishes.
You know, you look at those guys, you're absolutely right, Bill. I saw a post by Alton Jones. He says, well, I got up at daylight. I have just finished my 17-hour day. It was 9 o'clock at night before he was loading up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a commitment, and they all need their own personal trainer because I know when he had the elbow injury, and most of these fishermen, they play with pain. Like he said, he even remembers when he caught the fish he caught when he hurt that elbow. You know,
and just fishing for fun. I'm having to wear a band on my arm now for tennis elbow that I got last summer from fishing crankbaits.
Yeah,
and now if I don't wear that band, it really starts to wear me down.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. This is the time of the year I have to wear a wristband because of this casting.
We might
and
try to.
You have to use your wrist. You can't use your arm. And Bill, you know that.
Yeah,
and,
he gets on to me, and we may try to get a physician that fishes on this show and talk about.
And Larry knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what he's talking about.
Wrists, elbows, and backs.
Yeah. And most of them have braces on, and they're standing too.
And I've
they're bending over. They're picking. You could go on and on.
You know, you don't stand because it's still. You know that post rock.
It's moving.
It's moving, and it's adrenaline and things along that line.
You start hitting barge wakes at 70 miles an hour in a boat, and you learn why the back trouble really gets aggravated.
Yeah, and the older they get, I mean, you know, it's a career that can't. That's why I think they ought to have a Champions Tour for the professional bass anglers.
You know what? It's kind of funny. I was talking, and Larry, we might have talked about it on the show of some of the anglers that are getting up in the age.
Yeah, they need to have a. Yeah.
But you know what? It's like Larry Nixon. I asked the question, why is he still doing it?
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you who I asked was Bill.
Yeah.
And why is Jimmy Houston out there? He's 60-something, 60.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And he said it's competitive.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah. Competitiveness.
Yeah,
you know, still have that drive.
We talked about that in the radio here.
Yeah. We talked about the fishing rodeo and everything like that. So anyway, all right, let's take a break. This is I love to do this on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 7A.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that has grown into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make a memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for more than 3 decades, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-class resort is in the summer. Well, that's when hot and cold merge to add to Gaston's magical mystique. First, there's the hot fishing, whether it's for pole-bending browns or lunker rainbows. And secondly, there's the icy cold waters of the White River below Bull Shoals Lake Dam, which even on the hottest day can turn a slight breeze into an air conditioner and turn trout into a feeding frenzy. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors doesn't mean roughing it. Its cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice. Make an ice-cold memory. Go to Gastons.com or call 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on this June 28th. It's hard to believe we're already through the month of June, and then jump into July next week, the dog days of summer. That doesn't mean that you can't go out and go fishing, and I know that's Bill Cooksey. Of course, happy birthday, Bill the 5th. I got it right, didn't it?
You did.
14 years old today.
14 years old.
So we want to say happy birthday, and he's going to be up at the Kentucky Lake today on that tube, right?
Be on the tube and the sea-doos and swimming. I'm sure we'll have just all kinds of things
Any
going
trolling
on.
behind that as you're going? You're not going to be...
No, I'm going to try to back off and focus on the kids this
That's
weekend.
what you
Well,
need to do.
you know what,
Yeah.
Bill, and you're quite a cook, so what are you cooking them?
Well, we're going to have a
Cooksey.
fish fry today, and we'll probably have crawfish tomorrow.
That'll be on Facebook. I'll see that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
let's talk some fishing with this young man that's on with us next, because Outdoors with Larry Rea, and before that, when I was the outdoor editor of the little paper here in Memphis, I had a great relationship with the man that he replaced, the MEPS man himself, Jim Martinson, forever. I can't tell you how many squirrel tails that we that we sent to MEPS and up there like that, but. You got a new man and taking Jim's place, and that's Kurt Mazurek. And Kurt is the communication director from MEPS, Mr. Twister, in Antigo, Wisconsin. Good morning, Kurt.
Good morning, Larry. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. We're wired down here as we are every Saturday morning. I can tell you that for a fact. But, hey, you guys, of course, a lot of folks know about MEPS. They know about Mr. Twister. But you sent me this new Magnum Sensation, and I'm big on names. I wish I could. I don't. Did you name this?
I did not.
Oh man, I was hoping this, because this has got to be some kind of story behind the sensation for any kind of lure. I'm always asking that and everything, but it's a cool looking. It's of course, you people know Mr. Twister, the original manufacturer of the curly tail grub.
Not only the curly
right.
tail grub, and it's kind of a household name in a swim bait, or what people call swim bait now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Mr. Twister Sassy Shad.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, people think the swim bait's a need bait. No, it's not. Mr. Twister had
The swim
Sassy
bait
Shad.
forever.
Well,
Bill,
Yeah, when you look at it, it really is the same as all the things people are calling swim baits now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when you look at it like this, and so let's talk before we talk a little bit about the history of this company, because I mean it's internationally known worldwide and things along that line. But the Magnum Sensation, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, the sensation, like you said, the name is kind of funny, but what we're saying is sinfully effective and sensationally versatile. And
well, I like that too. Yeah, I don't know if I could say it again, but it sounds cool. Yeah, go ahead.
So I guess the best way to describe it, if you haven't seen it, is it's kind of a hybrid between a creature bait and a worm.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's
A
got
hybrid bait.
And it's got a really, really big, thick tail on it that looks like it'll put out a lot of vibration.
And that's
ledge bait?
Exactly. And when you look at the body of it, it's actually kind of the worm part of it. There's actually two different thicknesses to it. And the front half of it is thicker, and that gives you a good place to put a big worm hook on there. And then the second half of it is thinner, which lets that big curly tail, like you're saying, a little bit oversized curly tail, really get to thumping on there.
That would be good for all kinds of, whether you Texas rig it, Carolina rig it,
exactly.
Use it as a swim bait, as they would say in today's terminology.
Yes.
But a very versatile bait also.
And this
exactly, yeah, it's kind of a good combination of, or actually because of that combination, it's good for all your power techniques and it's good for all your finesse techniques too. Like you said, you can put it, you look at it and the first thing you think is, okay, I'm going to Texas rig this, and that makes perfect sense, works great. but then you can also we're just getting into the season for it right now up here, but I'm looking to punch with this thing. I'm going to put a big 1 ounce tungsten on this thing and punch it through the mats. You could take a skirt off a buzzbait and put this thing on instead. Chatterbait, same thing. Like you mentioned, you could put a swim jig head in front of it and run it like a swim jig. The thing swims beautifully, a scrounger head.
Right.
But then you can also put this thing on a drop shot hook, and you'd be shocked how great this thing looks on a drop shot bait, or even like a shaky head, a little stand-up jig head.
That's amazing.
We made a video that shows a ton of different applications underwater, so you can see exactly how they look. The link is on Mr. Twister's website.
Yeah, MrTwister.com, or you can go to YouTube.
We've got YouTube.com/twisterfishing.
And we're going to pick that up ourselves and put it on LROutdoors.com.
Excellent.
We're going to get that in there because and it comes in 10. And listen, when I like these things, when it says 10 fish catching colors. It doesn't just say 10 colors.
They got to be fish catching colors.
And you know what, Larry, you're right. And I love every one of those colors.
Oh, do you do?
Because he's got colors for clear water. He's got colors for stained water, and then he's got colors for the kind of water we fish down at Sardis and that kind of stuff.
There's even a couple laminate colors, too. There's baby bass that's lighter on the bottom and nice green on top, and then there's a smoking shad that's blue smoke on top and a white on the bottom.
I think it's a cool thing, and we wanted Kurt on to talk about them, and because just go to MrTwister.com. Check this thing out. They're cool. And I don't even want to get into the 10 names or the 10 colors because that's my favorite thing, If I ever came back in another life, I wouldn't be the person that names all the baits. That's what I would want.
That sounds like a good job.
Hey, Kurt, thank you for being with us on this Saturday morning, but we'll stay in touch and keep us posted on all the great things up there in Wisconsin, okay?
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, good. Kurt Mazurek of Mr. Twister. So I wanted to get Kurt in because we got another guest that we've been trying to get on for a couple of weeks, and I've had some folks ask me, well, what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico? And the only guy that can tell me that is our good friend Tom Steber from down at Zeke's Landing in Orange Beach, Alabama. And Tom, what's happening? I know we can talk federal waters, we can talk all sorts of things, but we don't know what's catching fish now.
Well, Larry, it's good to talk to you this morning.
Yeah, buddy.
Fishing is always at its best. We have a great fishery down here. I've just come back from a Gulf Council meeting in the Keys, and things seem to be turning around a little bit.
All right. Yeah.
Are we going to get a longer snapper season?
Well, I don't know about this coming year, but it is coming.
It is coming. Okay.
The federal government, other than when they want to spend money, they move real slow.
Well, that's why. I hate to admit, but that's what people are talking about, Tom. I mean, all the way up here in Memphis.
Yeah.
So.
Really.
Can't imagine that. If I could print money, I wouldn't have a problem at all in the world.
You really wouldn't. Well, I know we're getting ready to hit the holiday season, and normally that's when I'm down there because there's no better place to be on July 4th weekend, holiday weekend in Orange Beach and Gulf Shores because of the fireworks and everything, but the fishing. So what can we catch in July down there?
Well, I tell you, right now the king of Spanish bite is on. It's doing real good. Of course, you're going to catch snapper.
Yeah.
You just have to release them.
Yeah.
But they are great. A lot of fun to catch.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
But they're catching vermilion snapper and white snapper and black snapper and scamp and the fishing's really good. I mean the weather's been pretty.
It has been.
Haven't worried about any storms and
yes.
Yeah. We had some serious rain there a few weeks ago, but other than that, it's been great. Got the white beaches and the daddy and the kids can go fishing, and Mama likes to lay on that beach.
Uh-oh, now you just, it may work the other way around.
I was going to say, yes. You are right about that. Now,
yeah, times are changing.
I will plug for Mama because
plug for Mama.
Every lady you see on the back deck of a boat catching fish will outfish her husband 5-1.
Absolutely.
Well, here we go again. Yeah, we
Hey,
He's right. I know that.
I want them to.
You want them to, don't
She's happy. I get to keep going.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, and Nina is about to outfish you, too.
She has a few times this year.
We don't want to get into that, cut in on Tom's time here now. So, hey, Tom, I know you guys have got plenty of charters, too, right? For folks who want to come down for a half a day or whatever it might be. Tell them how they can get in touch with you.
You can get 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10, 12 hours, however long you want to go, we can do it. Just dial 251-981-4044.
Okay, and you can do that and just go to Zeke's Landing. It's right there before you go over the bridge, and it's a wonderful place to not only shop, eat, whatever you want to do and everything. But they'll take care of you. Tom, thank you, buddy. Glad we got hooked up with you. Keep those feds in line, would you please? You're our mouthpiece down there, okay?
And y'all have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, Tom. All right.
Thank you.
Tom Steber from Zeke's Landing, where I go when I go down to the Gulf Coast.
I'll tell you, that's a first-class boat landing.
Oh, yeah. I don't
they have a
inshore, out, wherever you want to go.
It makes no difference. They got all the boats.
He is fighting the battle for this snapper thing.
And he really is.
We could spend a whole show on this,
Well,
that's been the talk of the coast amongst outfitters for a while
and
now.
even up here. We have people that plan their vacations every year. And now you only have a 9-day window.
9-day window.
A 9-day window.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's not much of a window.
Not at all.
It seems like it goes shut a lot of times and everything like that. But Tom Steber, and he said 251-981-4040 down at Zeke's Landing in Orange Beach, Alabama, Gulf of Mexico fishing. And not only do they have great fishing down there, they got great eating down there.
Hey, by the way,
so I had to throw that in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can go out on one of their boats, come in about noon, 1 o'clock.
They'll cook it for you.
And carry the fish into one of those restaurants right there on the landing.
Yeah, they'll do it. Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And they'll say, how do you want it? And I said, every way you cook it, and they'll bring it out.
Yeah.
Baked, broiled, grilled, and fried. Oh, my gosh.
I could dig that.
Pick.
I'm hungry right now. Why do we do this? Ron always brings in food. All right, we'll take a next break.
So does Bill.
Come back and hopefully hook up with one of Outdoors with Larry Ray's most famous and favorite guests, the one and only Jesse Duff, on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that has grown into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make a memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for more than 3 decades, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-class resort is in the summer. Well, that's when hot and cold merge to add to Gaston's magical mystique. First, there's the hot fishing, whether it's for pole-bending browns or lunker rainbows. And secondly, there's the icy cold waters of the White River below Bull Shoals Lake Dam, which even on the hottest day can turn a slight breeze into an air conditioner and turn trout into a feeding frenzy. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors doesn't mean roughing it. Its cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice. Make an ice-cold memory. Go to Gastons.com or call 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to BartonPowersports.com. The power of play.
WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis. Go local on 92.9 FM ESPN. Go national on ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea. Man, we've breezed through the first hour of today's show on this June the 28th, talking outdoors for 90 minutes as we do each and every Saturday morning, closing in our 13th year on the air. Ron Wong, Bill Cooksey in the studio, Blake Morgan, our show producer, and this is, as always, one of the highlights of our shows when we're able to literally track down Jessie Duff, because Jessie is she's on the go all the time. We get her in between winning championships, which I like a lot and everything. So one of our favorite guests on Outdoors with Larry Rea is Jessie Duff. And good morning, Jessie.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing?
Well, they're all doing great.
We're doing great. We're just thinking about, how well you've done. First of all, congratulations on the recent wins that you've had. Awesome job.
Well,
awesome job.
Yeah, she shot a few shells this year already. I know that. So, yeah. I don't know how many. You keep up with that? Do you realize how many shells you might shoot in a year? That's just a dumb question, but
I try and keep a shooting journal for every day I go to the range and just make little notes about my practices and training and, approximately how many rounds I shot.
Yeah.
And it's usually close to 40,000, 50,000 rounds a year.
40 to 50,000 rounds a year. That's a lot of shooting.
Yeah.
She doesn't reload. Okay, I mean,
my arms and shoulder would fall off.
It's concentration. And what really kicked this off, and Jessie is, as I said, one of our favorites on here, right out of Horn Lake, Mississippi, and where she's living now. But back in May, blew it away again at the Bianca Cup in Columbia, Missouri. And I know, Jessie, that just I'm looking at this thing, and, for 2014, U.S. PSA Double Trap Championship, Ladies Open Champion, Ladies Single Stack Champion, Ladies Open Champion, the NRA World Ladies Single Stack Champion, the U.S. PSA Single Stack, and I just go on and on, the Steel Challenge National Championship, Ladies Limited Champion.
I've been busy, huh?
You have been busy, girl. I'm just doing this stuff, and you're not through. So what's let's check back first. The Bianca Cup. I mean, to be the team captain for Taurus. I mean, that's an honor in itself, and to win that thing, the ladies Bianca Cup for the fourth time. Is it? You pitching yourself still?
I am. I really am. A lot of people think the Bianchi Cup looks so easy.
Huh.
It is literally one of the hardest matches I shoot every year.
Yes.
And it never gets any easier. My practices go good, and I get my confidence built up, but that match is so humbling. When I step out onto that range, I'm more nervous there than I am anywhere else.
Really?
And I think it's just because at that match, you just have to stand and control everything and shoot.
Yes.
There's no room for error at all. And then anything else I shoot, I can use the adrenaline and my nerves kind of to my advantage and feed off of it.
Uh-huh.
But at Bianchi, at Action Pistol, you have to stand there and control it and keep it all contained. And
wow,
it's very, very intense.
And you hear you hear people speaking Japanese and German, and you've got all the
all different kinds of languages going on.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're saying about you sometimes. You know, you got to block it.
Okay, I just smile and wave.
Yeah, well, I know you've given us what sets it when you all the practice. I know you do countless hours of practice and everything, but when you're in that zone, what's going through your mind? Do you think of tunes? Do you think of what keeps you focused? How do you stay focused when you're in competition?
It depends on the type of match I'm shooting. Like, for example, Bianchi Cup.
Yeah.
When I'm there, I try and do just anything to keep myself calm.
Anything. Okay.
Anything to keep myself calm and relaxed. If that means I have to play music of the ocean waves before I go up to the line, then that's what I'm going to do. I usually kind of keep to myself a little bit at those kind of matches and just lay low and then walk up to the line when it's my turn to shoot. And while I'm shooting or right before I go up, because you have to check in and you have to sit there for a few minutes before it's your turn.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to visualize every single little thing I'm going to do from the moment I walk out onto the range till the last shot fired, down to the details of loading the gun, flicking the safety on, seeing the bullets hit the X-ring. I just try and visualize every little detail until it's time to actually go shoot. Now, if I'm at Steel Challenge or a USPSA match where I need to be amped up and I need that adrenaline going to help get me through the stage, then the music on my iPod might be a little bit different than some calming spa music. But and I'm more social at those kind of matches because I don't have that nervous energy that I have to contain, and I'm focused, but it's a different type of focus.
I just wonder what your blood pressure is going through that there. If you kept,
my goodness, I probably bottomed out, and I'm about to pass out.
Yeah. Have you ever had your vision checked?
Yes, I wear contact lenses, so.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing too. Then
yeah, it's frustrating though.
It is.
I
bet it is frustrating when you think about it. And of course, we're talking to Jesse Duff, our good friend out of Horn Lake, Mississippi. Captain of the Taurus team and the 2014 NRA Bianchi Cup, but also in that she went on down to she was also in Barry, Illinois for the 2014 Single Stack National Championship in 14 stages. When I looked at that, I said, wow, 14 stages.
It was a long match.
It has to. How long does that take?
It took all day. We were out there from sun up to sundown.
Wow. So the endurance part of that too is in there too. Then, so
it is. It's but you know that's always a fun match that I love to go shoot.
Yeah, you said that. I mean, it's been around 20 years of competitive history.
It has.
Yeah,
it has, and that's the beginning of our shooting sport. That's where it all started.
It
with
did.
1911 single stacks, and it's still. You know, you look at so many things that evolved through the years, but that is still the same. That match has not changed one bit. And that's what's so fun about it is everyone has to shoot the exact same equipment.
Okay.
And it's just kind of run what you brung and see what you got. So it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy that match every year.
Well, you like to have fun, I know that. And with your demanding schedule with you and your husband, Matt, and all the things you go through, your TV show and the competition. And I know, hey, you can go to www.jessieduff.net. You can check her out on Facebook, on Twitter, all these different kind of things. So we're just into the end of June, Jesse, and all these things have happened. What's ahead for 2014 for you? I mean, are you going to get a break in there and maybe take some vacation?
Yes. Well, actually, next week is going to be the first official vacation of the year.
Really?
We are taking the full week off. We're going to celebrate Independence Day and have a little bit of a break from the hectic schedule.
Great.
And I'm also kind of laying low for the month of July. I don't have any major matches.
Okay.
I'll shoot some local stuff just to kind of stay on the range.
Yeah.
But I'm really going to try and just kind of recharge and relax a little bit through July, because starting August through October, it's going to be pretty hectic. I have the USPSA Nationals. Then we also have the IPSC World Shoot, which is basically our Olympics. It's every 4 years.
Wow.
And I have the honor of representing the USA on the ladies open team. So I really want to make sure I'm prepared for that I've got enough rest going into it so I don't burn out too soon. And I've just got a big rest of the year coming up, so I'm kind of taking July as a little bit of R&R.
Well, I know you've got
a
lot of fans up here, and I always like to ask Jessie, because there's a lot of young ladies out there that would like to get into this sport. And I ask Jessie this all the time, but I don't get tired of asking her, because her wisdom is above her age in what she does and the competitiveness that she got. So tell our listeners out there, we do have some young listeners that listen to this show and said, man, I'd like to do what Jessie Duff does. What would you recommend?
Well, always, first and foremost, young shooters getting into the sport, they need to learn firearm safety.
Yes.
And they need to either go through a course or get some lessons, or if their parents are knowledgeable on it, they need to teach their kids the importance of firearm safety and what it means. From there, they can start learning about the different competitions that you can get involved in. There's so many different disciplines. I compete in 4, I think. And there's much more than that. I just don't have enough days in the year to do everything. But for new shooters getting into competition shooting, I always say that Steel Challenge is one of the easiest ones to get involved in to begin with.
Okay.
Because there's not the running and gunning to start with. So for someone who is completely unfamiliar with firearms, that's the least intimidating sport to get into. You don't have to run while you're shooting. You can learn that later and, let the fun grow. But to start off, Steel Challenge is it's pretty easy to get started in, and you have the instant feedback from the steel plate. So that's encouraging as you're learning.
Yes.
And you can start with a 22 if you have one at home, or any pistol that you have for the most part that fits into the divisions they have available. You can show up. Most local clubs will have a novice division. So if it's your first time doing this and you don't have a holster, you can show up and shoot and just shoot from the low ready. So it's very beginner shooter friendly. And you can find information about the Steel Challenge at steelchallenge.com. And you can find a range near you and when they shoot, and then you can also find information about the match itself. But the biggest thing I would tell people is don't kind of tiptoe around it. Just jump on in, go out to the range when you know they're having a match, and go talk to people, ask questions.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you'll find on the shooting range is everyone is so friendly and everyone is so inviting. But I promise you, by the time you leave that range, you will have shot somebody else's gun for the match. So just, jump on in, and you're going to love it, and find the sport that fits you best, and then go with that.
Well, we're talking to Jessie Duff, our good friend here of Steel Challenge National Championships. I mean, she's won so many, the Bianchi Cup, and I know we're fortunate in the Memphis area to have the Memphis Shooting Sports Association range.
That's such a great facility.
It's a great facility off Old Brownsville Road. I was just there this past Thursday night. We meet out there once a month on the last Thursday of each month. It's called Legacy Outfitters, and we would invite any of you folks out there to come to one of our meetings about 6 o'clock on the last Thursday of each month and see that, because it's a wonderful facility. Jessie, thank you again as always. I don't believe in luck. Just go get them, okay? And hit the targets and tell Matt hello, and we look forward to talking to you later in the year after some more great success, okay?
That sounds great. Thanks for having me on the show again.
All right, have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
All right, Jessie Duff. We're really fortunate to have Jessie right here in our back door in Horn Lake, Mississippi, and her husband, Matt, a former pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, and I had to throw that in too, of course.
Well, and I got to tell you something. It's so nice of her to take the time out of her busy schedule to get to talk with us, because she is, number one, entertaining, but number two, wow, what a shooter.
Yeah.
something you hadn't pointed out, or I've never heard it pointed out, she's doing this competition with a 1911.
That's right, yeah.
We're talking a handgun that's over 100 years old. Not her particular gun, but this handgun that everybody's so scared of is over 100 years old.
Yeah.
This is nothing new, and it's really pretty awesome.
Yeah, and and the thing about it, she won that world championship here recently by 2 points over a girl from New Zealand. And she had her, and Jesse used that Taurus 1911 single stack built specifically for action pistols. So she got nerves of steel, buddy. I can tell you that for a fact.
Sometime we'll talk about why they invented that gun.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah,
there's a specific reason it was invented.
Wow.
Yeah, we could talk about the Winchester 73 too.
Yep. The Blackjack Pershing wasn't the one that wanted that one done.
No, that's true. That's true, exactly. Yeah, but it won the West, though. So
absolutely,
it did.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about the Henry repeating rifle too.
That's a good one.
That's a good one too. Let's do that.
That'd be fun.
We'll do that maybe in next month or something.
That'd be fun.
We'll talk about it. Let's take a break. Blake, take us out of here on Outdoors with Larry Rea with Ron Wong, Bill Cooksey. On this, the final Saturday in June on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea. We wrap up today with the final segment of today's show. Bill Cooksey, Ron Wong sitting with me this morning. Well, we have packed in a lot in the first
We've been
4
shooting.
segments.
Man.
Yeah, we rolled here.
Yeah.
It's formatted, and we're going to squeeze in this because I know that this guy is busy. Not only does he keep up with a lot of fishing tournaments with catfish and things, but now I understand he's got a new restaurant, and we got to plug that for Ken Freeman. Good morning, Ken.
Hey, thanks so much, Larry. How are you guys?
All right, what's this new restaurant?
It's called Boondocks.
Boondocks. Okay.
And where's that at?
It's on Riverside in Jackson, Tennessee, right off the Forky Deer River.
Gotcha.
Okay.
South end of town.
South end of town. Okay. Well, Boondocks. Well, we got to remember that. So
we might need to go and check it out.
Yeah, we'll have to check and review that. Nevertheless.
Larry, you're welcome to come, but Ron will eat all the profits up.
That is true. And but our good buddy Ken Freeman, Ron knows that this guy is busy.
He's busy with the Big Cat Quest tournament trail, the Bass Pro Shop.
we're wet in Owensboro, Kentucky. We're expecting maybe up to a half inch to inch of rain today.
Well, it won't bother those fishermen because somehow or another, those guys that fish that tournament trail of yours, the Bass Pro Shops, Big Cat Quest, they can find them and they can catch them no matter what the conditions are. So I have confidence. Hey, listen, Ken, one of the things that is coming up is the National Catfish Derby on Pickwick. Talk to our listeners about that.
It's actually going on right now.
Okay.
The National Catfish Derby started a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
It'll be running until July the 10th. It's absolutely free.
All right.
Anyone can do this. Just catch a catfish, take it to the historic motel below the dam in Pickwick, or the Savannah BP in Savannah. Right now we have a 64-pounder that's leading the overall of all of it. But this week we've only got a 20-pounder weighed in, so anyone could catch a pretty nice catfish and win them a $50 shopping spree at Bass Pro Shop and a new Abu Garcia rod and reel combo.
And so
I have to
that's
step it
open
up.
to anybody, right?
Step it up, yeah.
It's open to anyone. It's absolutely free.
And what are the where can you fish?
You fish anywhere on the Tennessee River from the Kentucky line to the Alabama line.
Bill, that's
there you go.
that
I mean,
includes you.
I have a 9-pound blue so far. That's the best I've got. So
Well, you need a bigger one.
I said I got to step it up.
Ken Freeman knows a big catfish when he's seen one. I know
this
that.
is going on all the way to July the 10th, right?
It's going through the 11th.
It's going through the 11th.
Okay.
And
then
then
July the 12th will be the World Championship of Catfishing. That'll be at Pickwick Landing State Park. I got a little rumor that Bill Dance is going to fish it this year along with several other people, and it'll be a lot of fun. It's open for anyone to participate in, and that's where we crown the world champion of catfishing every year at that tournament.
And right now, if I'm not mistaken, leading the Angler of the Year award is the Larry Muse team. Is that correct?
Well, it's a very tight race. Larry was last year's Bass Pro Shop Angler of the Year, but it's pretty tight competition right now between him and a couple other anglers.
Right.
One being Sam Brooks from Indiana.
Oh, yeah. He's done well.
And another angler that we have that fishes all the tournaments and stuff that's right there nip and tuck with him is John Raines from Dyersburg, Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, I encourage all of our listeners to go out to the tournament there at Pickwick Landing State Park. That's on July the 12th. You're going to see some big catfish and some celebrities.
Well, we hope so. We usually have a wonderful turnout at that tournament. It's a great fun. We do a lot of things. There's action for the kids to do. They usually cook some catfish and give away some samples down there on the riverbank.
I'll be there.
Well, where can you get the information about it, Ken? You got a website or something we can hook up to over here?
BigCatQuest.com.
BigCatQuest.com, folks, and find out all about it. That's July the 12th, Pickwick Landing State Park. That's the World Championship, and you can't get much bigger when it says World. Is that right?
Oh, no, it's been around. This tournament goes back to 1921.
I know it. When I've seen that picture of that guy sitting on that catfish that he supposedly caught, Ken. Okay, I've seen that one before and everything. Yeah.
I'm glad you did. Every time Ron looks at that, his mouth starts to water.
I know that.
We'll see you at the Boondocks.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Ken. Have a great day.
Guys.
See you, buddy. All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ken Freeman. All right. So let's see.
do I get a booby prize, though? I did catch that 9-pound blue while riding a sea-doo on a jug.
No.
You did catch
from a sea-doo.
Yeah, well, but you're jug fishing.
Jug fishing from a sea-doo. Come on, man. Anybody can catch them on a rod and reel from a boat.
But
that is pretty good.
You know what, jug fishing?
I like to.
Jug fishing is kind of fun to watch it bob up and down. And then all of a sudden, it just takes off down the river.
That's right. It's a hoot.
And it's easier to catch it with a sea-doo than it is out of a bass boat, I'm sure.
Give it a try, brother.
I don't do sea-doos.
Give it a
I've
try.
only done it a couple of times.
You would if you catch a fish like that, and you might get one painted with Ron Wong on it and everything else.
No.
We get you a sponsor wrap.
Sponsor wrap. Wong Sea-Doo. Yeah, we'll do that. Hey, let me tell you about next week's show before we get out of here this morning. And Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith will be in studio for our first show in July next week. We're going to have a special guest. and that's the legendary Byron Ferguson, who has not only performed all over the world, he's actually shot archery for the Queen of England.
He's also a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy, and he's going to be coming to Memphis for St. Jude.
Oh, wow, cool.
On July the 19th and 20th at Everything Archery out on Pleasant View Road. They're going to have the St. Jude 2014 Archery Tournament featuring the one and only Byron Ferguson. And they're even going to have senior divisions, 55 and older. So if I wanted to, I could go out there. They're going to have recurve, freestyle, or hunter. And you can go to www.stjudearchery.com. But the one and only Byron Ferguson has been on the show many times, and not only is he a great spokesman for the sport, but he can do some amazing things. And he loves to get kids. So they're going to have a youth division for 9 through 13, a young adult division 14 through 17. Our good friend Ty Davis and Bill Woolridge out at Everything Archery on Pleasant View. So we'll be talking next week to the one and only Byron Ferguson on Outdoors with Larry Rea. So I'm looking forward to it. I always love to talk archery.
Just a quick plug.
A plug
tomorrow evening.
Yes.
Sunday evening.
Yes.
If you have nothing to do, we still have tickets available to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Golf Tournament Pairings Party.
Yep.
Where our friend Bill Dance will be honored with the Distinguished Citizens Award, and that begins at 5:30 here at the Hilton Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee.
And the Golf Classic will be at the Ridgeway Country Club, but I'll be out there Sunday night, tomorrow night.
Yep, and you're going to be swinging the clubs.
I'll be swinging the clubs early on Monday morning. So,
and I'll be out on the golf course also.
You'll be cooking sliders for us, won't you?
Pork and beef tenderloin sliders.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought you'd be fishing the ponds, the water hazards.
Oh,
if he had time,
he would.
That
too.
Yeah,
and I will be. Bill, would you like to come out?
I might just do that.
No, would you?
Yeah, come on out.
And I'll have a cart. I'll have my poles strapped to the back like they have a golf club.
This is Monday.
Right.
That's
Monday.
me.
Yeah. I should be in town.
Yeah, that's
Come on.
Monday. And Bill Dance on Sunday night, again at the Hilton Hotel. It starts at 6:30, but you need to get there early because
5:30.
5:30. But Bill Dance right up there, and he's honored by this. I can tell you that he's working on his speech. He is. I mean, he's really been. When you think that the previous winners have been Fred Smith, Pitt Hyde, Danny
Elvis
Thomas,
Presley.
Elvis, somebody named Elvis Presley, Bear Bryant, Lou Holtz. I'm really proud for Bill, and my wife and myself will both be out there Sunday night to offer him support. Guys, thank you all for being with us. Bill?
Enjoyed it.
Always enjoyed it talking to Bill the Fourth.
And tell the fifth I said happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Bill the Fifth. Ron Wong, thank you, buddy, for taking care of us. And Blake Morgan, he is he stepped right into this.
Hey,
he's learning a lot about the outdoors. We're keeping him busy right here and everything. All right, just Larry Rea reminded us I do each and every week that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Hello, I'm Larry Rea, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that has grown into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make a memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for more than 3 decades, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-class resort is in the summer. Well, that's when hot and cold merge to add to Gaston's magical mystique. First, there's the hot fishing, whether it's for pole-bending browns or lunker rainbows. And secondly, there's the icy cold waters of the White River below Bull Shoals Lake Dam, which even on the hottest day can turn a slight breeze into an air conditioner and turn trout into a feeding frenzy. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors doesn't mean roughing it. Its cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice. Make an ice-cold memory. Go to Gastons.com or call 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Rea sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy